Another heated meeting tonight in Homer in response to the death of an elderly man shot last month by a police officer. New at 10, KTAL's Karen Hopkins was in Homer tonight for this meeting. So Karen, what happened tonight?
Heidi, the Department of Justice came to help the people of Homer turn their anger and frustration into something positive.
And bloodthirsty, prejudiced, community shock.
Words full of emotion came from a community on edge.
We were on the verge of something very catastrophic happening here.
Last month, Homer police officer Tim Cox shot 73-year-old Ben Monroe on his porch. Cox said Monroe had a gun. Witnesses disagree.
We can work it out.
A branch of the U.S. Department of Justice came to help ease conflicts and tension. Residents wrote down their concerns. Leaders will analyze them and set up community action teams.
There are ways to do this.
Others spoke out during a public forum.
The people that are in charge, that have no concern for justice.
Speakers said they fear Homer police and also complained the department has slow response time with black residents. Others said officers use excessive force with juveniles.
I witnessed some things between the police department and the children of Homer that was not appropriate.
So, Mr. Washington, you used your discretionary latitude to decline the juvenile proceedings for the news hangers. Isn't that true?
Actually, what our process is...
I need a yes or no, sir.
Well, I'm trying to answer your question the best.
No, I'm not going to let you waste my time. I need you to answer my question.
My office works with, or actually the Civil Rights Division...
Sir, I got 5 minutes. I'm not going to tolerate you wasting my time. I need you to answer the question. You used your discretionary latitude to decline the charges on the news hangers. Isn't that a yes?
No.
Okay, well, we got two learned counsel that says that's not true. Now, in the course of this, my time on this committee, we have dealt with 8 U.S. attorneys who were fired because they did not slavishly obey the dictates of the Bush Justice Department. And we had some people who got promoted, benefits accrued to them because they did do what the Justice Department wanted them to do under Gonzales and Bush. You still have a job, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And I almost fell off my chair when you invoked the name of Martin Luther King to say that you were somehow the culmination of his work. Sir, I would expect you to quit in protest based on your inability to use your discretionary latitude to charge these news hangers. That's what I would expect of somebody who was truly in fidelity with that great legacy of Martin Luther King. I just wanted to just go back to this 8 U.S. attorneys things because this has taken up a lot of time here. And one of the things that always concerned me is not just the 8 who were fired because they wouldn't bring fake voting rights cases, but the people who stayed and kept their jobs. These people are the ones who I'm truly concerned about. And I guess, you know, one of the things that I would like to know is, Mr. Washington, have you prosecuted other juveniles? In your tenure as U.S. Attorney, have you prosecuted other juveniles?
No.
You've never treated, because let me tell you, I've defended juveniles in federal court.
Yeah, well, I don't...
No, let me tell you, sir, I spent 16 years as a criminal defense attorney. And I've tried over 100 cases to a jury. And I've defended juveniles in federal court. So you can't tell me that the federal government doesn't prosecute. You prosecute them for having 5 grams of crack cocaine.
Well,
you throw them in, you put them in jail for that. You know, we have incarcerated generations over your drug war, and I say it's yours because you will not step away from an unfair system. And you know, but what about the selective justice? You're telling me you have never prosecuted a juvenile. We're going to find out.
No,
is that your statement before Congress?
In my district, and you're asking me, I guess, about the Department of Justice, and I cannot speak to whether or when or how we prosecuted juveniles.
Right. Well, let me just say this, Mr. Washington. You know, you've been on record saying that you believe that the noose hangers didn't commit a crime, and now you're saying today that they did. I'm glad to see that. I want to give you credit for that. Have you changed your mind? Is that does that explain your change in testimony?
I don't believe so, sir.
Have you come to see the light? Is that why you're saying that it's a crime today?
I don't think I've changed my testimony.
Well, you changed your statement. Do you agree with that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if you claim to be a beneficiary of the work of Martin Luther King, you've got to stand on that. You can't just, it's not a matter of career advancement. Martin Luther King did not do his work so you could get a Lexus and a nice house. It's not just a matter of your own career advancement and buying consumer items. It is fidelity to a set of ideas.